It's the TEFL Express podcast, brought to you by TEFL Express, your partner in the world of teaching English as a foreign language. For all the latest and greatest in the world of TEFL training and materials, please visit our website at teflexpress.co.uk. Enjoy the show!
Hi, my name is Adam, and this is the TEFLCast. With me today is Greg. He's been on the show before. Greg, can you give a quick, brief introduction for anybody who wasn't listening before?
Yeah, sure thing. My name's Greg Kreisman. I'm an American. I've been teaching in Beijing for 6 years.
Teaching in Beijing. Now, we've talked in the past about teaching, different age groups, whatnot. We talked about learning a language at one point.
Yes.
One thing I'm curious to hear your perspective on is travel within Beijing. I mean, you know, I'm sure it's the same in most major cities in the world, but I know you do at this point. But, you know, like when you first got here, obviously you didn't speak Chinese, that you had mentioned before. What was traveling like? And even speaking the language, and reading the language, what is traveling like? Is it easy? Are there hassles? Is there quite a distance? How do you find it?
I think Beijing has some very good points with transportation. However, I think the natural size of the city is one of the most difficult parts of a transportation issue. Okay, if you come to Beijing to be a teacher, you may have rented an apartment in one part of Beijing, and then 24 miles to the other side of Beijing is your current job.
Right.
What do you do? And this is just the problem. There will be a bus. There will be some part that you can take a subway, but it's just a big city.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's it. And the thing is, too, a lot of people, when they come here, you know, if you don't have your job mapped out ahead of time, then you really have no idea where to get your apartment.
Yeah, I think that's a really big issue for people who just arrive in Beijing, especially if we've talked before about the cultural differences. When you come from could be small town North America, or even from mid-size, large town North America, you come to Beijing. The city is just laid out so much, so big, and it's so different from what we're used to, we're used to in North America.
Absolutely, and you know, it's in one sense it's extremely easy to navigate because you know if you were above Beijing in the sky looking down, it would look like a sheet of graph paper.
It does,
it's literally just flat with perfect north to south, east to west lines, whatever direction they may actually be facing. But it's a big grid in a sense. And in one way, you know, to some people that's extremely easy to navigate. For others, it's a little odd to navigate. Like, I know, you know, I'm from the Maritimes in Canada, which is a lot of small towns, a lot of hills, a lot of nooks and crannies, you know, so it's in my area, nothing is flat.
Yeah.
And no road is straight.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing but windy roads up and down the whole way. They all bend. There's not one straight road, you know, anywhere. So for me, it's easy to navigate, but it gets very repetitive.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing. It's the same perfect four-way intersection every intersection.
Yeah.
So a lot of it looks the same.
It does. And the streets are also very strange. The intersections are all named the same.
Right.
This is really a real difficulty when coming to
exactly. Like, you know, when I'm ordering food, for example, you know, I tell the delivery man, I say Shihua or whatever, you know, street I'm on.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that doesn't tell him anything because there's 40 Shihua. You know, exactly. you need to tell them the district, the neighborhood, the name of your building complex, like at least, and then that street name.
Yeah,
you know,
there are a lot of things that can help, a visitor or new teacher to Beijing, and I think the Google Maps and Baidu, the Chinese website like Google, both of their maps are very useful. If you have an address and you put them in, they can really help you locate an area. And for the first time visitor, new teacher to China, I think Google is pretty good, and you can work
it can
in
be
English.
A lifesaver.
It really can.
It's even now. Like, I've lived here over 5 years total. On my iPhone, I have Google Maps.
Yeah.
Or
the
Maps app.
True, yeah.
And as long as I lived here, I still use that.
Yeah.
There's still locations I need to get to that I'm like, I have no idea where that is.
That's I would say since I've been here, and I mean, I don't know places, but you ask locals, they have no idea.
That's very true. Like, everything here is, as far as locals, they're very, neighborhoodized. If I can make up a word.
Sure,
But it's true. Like, I can ask a gentleman from my building, from my neighborhood, how do I get to here? And he's like, if it's past the subway stop, I have no idea. And it's very funny that way. But it's true. Like, the city being so big, everything you really need is in your area.
Yeah.
So it's just whenever you're just venturing out and about, for pleasure.
Yeah.
Or to try seeing a new store, or maybe you're going to a live performance of something. For whatever reason you're going, that's when things like Google Apps and Maps and, they come in handy. And they definitely do come in handy.
Yeah.